Are you someone who is into podcasts? Perhaps you want to have a really cool library where you can find some great podcasts to listen to on your commute to work. Or maybe you're looking to create one yourself. Well, let me tell you about Anchor. It's the easiest way to make a podcast, all right? It's free. It has creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your PC. Anchor will also distribute your podcast for you. Complete ease, hassle-free, so that way you can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, as well as many more outlets. You can also make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. Okay, folks? Everything you need to make a podcast in one place. It's fantastic, all right? And if you want to get started right now, all you got to do is download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Hello everybody, welcome back to another exciting episode of Just a Glimpse. We have some exciting stuff going on in the recent news here for gaming, and so I wanted to touch base on it. So right now, if you're into gaming and you're on Twitter, you already know that the biggest thing on there right now is everyone is going crazy about whether or not Elder Scrolls 6 will become an exclusive for Xbox and PC. Now, this all got stirred up because of a recent interview that Phil Spencer had with Kotaku. I'm going to quickly go over what was said during the interview, what fanboys are saying, and what I personally think is going to happen. Alright, so get right into it. Now, if you guys go back, if you'll remember back in September of this year, Microsoft made the big announcement that they are going to acquire ZeniMax and get all of the studios that they had owned as well, including, Machine Games and Bethesda and like Tango Gameworks and things like of the sort. Now, they had this big long interview with Kotaku and they were going over a whole bunch of different topics, but the one that we're going to jump to is what's going to happen with Elder Scrolls 6. Now, earlier on, before this little interview, if you all recall, when they acquired ZeniMax, Phil Spencer had said that they, were going to honor deals. They wanted to make sure that any games that were promised to go to, let's say, like PS5, like Deathloop, would still do so. Some people are saying it's just going to be a timed exclusive. That may very well be. We don't know what they're going to do. They might just, keep it there to keep it there. Who knows? They can do whatever they want, honestly. It doesn't really matter in the end. They can do what they want, and the big thing is they're keeping it on PS5 for the moment, just because that was a deal that was made before Microsoft bought it out. So it's good on them to be, honoring those previous decisions that were made by the former leaders of those companies. Now, during this Kotaku interview with Phil Spencer, the question was asked, and I'm gonna read it out. So this was the question: is it possible to recoup a $7.5 billion investment if you don't sell Elder Scrolls 6 on the PlayStation? And then Phil Spencer quickly replied yes, and then he went on to state, "I don't want to be flip about that. This deal was not done to take games away from another player base like that. Nowhere in the documentation that we put together was, how do we keep other players from playing these games? We want more people to be able to play games, not fewer people to be able to go play games. But I'll also say in the model, I'm just answering directly the question that you had. When I think about where people are going to be playing and the number of devices that we had, and we have xCloud and PC and Game Pass and the console base, I don't have to go ship those games on another platform other than the platforms that we support in order to kind of make the deal work for us, whatever that means." Okay, so that's what Phil was saying. He's like, technically, we don't need PlayStation to make our money back. And he's not wrong. And if you guys remember from a previous episode, I had talked about how people are making a big deal about how Microsoft dropped $7.5 billion to buy ZeniMax. All right. And yeah, those are big numbers, but to Microsoft, they're really not. That's just side cash. Microsoft easily pulls in $4 billion in profit a month. All right, just profit that they can just toss wherever they want to toss it. All right, so it only took them like 2 months to acquire that amount of money to buy ZeniMax. So they literally can buy everything that which they have. They bought everything ZeniMax has. They're gonna make that money back even if they don't release any games, because Microsoft is that big and profitable already that they're already making that kind of profit. They could just buy the stuff and then not do anything with it, and it wouldn't hurt them at all. That's the kind of powerhouse that Microsoft is when it comes to their wallet size. They could just buy it to keep their competitors from having it and then do nothing with it. Are they going to do that? Hell no. They're not going to do that. Now, Microsoft has always been about sharing. They don't care where you play games as long as you have fun and enjoy games. They've always been about play anywhere. They don't care who you play with, where you play with, or how you play it, just play it, okay? Which has been a great positive model that they've set. And the console war peeps are out there always trying to find ways to fight each other, and it's just getting ridiculous, because then you'll go and you'll see Phil Spencer being super friendly towards Sony. And, I can't remember his name, the CEO of Sony, also being friendly towards, Xbox whenever they have, milestones reached. Okay? So, it's just, you go and you see the leaders of the industries being friendly and supportive of each other, but then you still have the fanboys that can't get over, that just can't move away from console wars, and so they'll pick fights over anything and everything. And I mean anything and everything. So far this week, one of the biggest battles that was going on Twitter between the console war fanboys was about the UI of the PlayStation 5 versus the Xbox Series X and the resolution of the UI. And it's just like, why does that matter? It's literally, they'll find anything to nitpick about just so they can try to make themselves feel like they're still superior. And it just needs to stop. But anyways, because of this interview that happened, there are a lot of people that are like, oh, that means Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be an exclusive. PlayStation 5 isn't going to get it. And now we have the fanboys over in PlayStation, over here freaking out and crying about how this is bad, and they shouldn't do this, and they're ruining everything. And I'm just like, hold on. First off, Phil Spencer never said he was making this game exclusive. Okay? He never said he was going to make Elder Scrolls 6 exclusive to Xbox and PC. Not once did he say that. He was just answering a question that was given to him. Was it possible to recoup the money if they didn't sell on PlayStation? And yes, they can easily recoup that money. That's all he was just answering the question. He never said, yeah, and we're going to do it. No. Okay? I seriously do believe, unless they, do otherwise, until they do otherwise, I still believe that they're going to, share the different IPs that they have acquired with everybody. Now, they did also say in a different interview that it would be a case-by-case basis. I'm sure they'll end up creating a couple new IPs here and there that they're going to want to have exclusive to Xbox. But when it comes to like the big ones that have been third party since the beginning, like Fallout and Elder Scrolls, I feel like they're going to continue to share those. I really do. Now, if Microsoft decides down the road, you know what, screw it, we're going to make exclusive, more power to them. That is their right. Okay, that is their right. And since from the beginning of time, all I've ever heard from PlayStation fanboys is how exclusives matter. Xbox is no good because they have no exclusive games. Well then, guess what? If they decide to make it exclusive, then you should praise them for it, not, go come at them with your pitchforks about it, because this is what you have been promoting since the very beginning. Alright, you've been touting all your exclusivity games that you got, your Spider-Man and your God of War. Alright, so, if Xbox decides, yo, we want to make Elder Scrolls ours, they can do whatever the hell they want, alright? And it's not a bad thing, because if you see that is a bad thing, then Spider-Man and God of War are bad things then. Okay? And you would never say that. Okay? And no Sony fanboy would ever say that their exclusive games were bad for them. Okay? So it would be very hypocritical for them to be calling out Xbox for creating some exclusive games that now they can't have. Boo-hoo, too bad, get over it. Most gamers, if they want to play a game, they'll dip into both platforms, okay? There's no need for the console war nonsense. I know a lot of hardcore gamers that own multiple, if not all of the current platforms that are out there, okay? Because that's just the way it is. All that matters is the games. It doesn't matter who has what games, or which games are exclusive, what kind of hardware you have. None of that matters. That's all console war BS. Just people wanting to, feel superior. None of that matters. The only thing that matters is games and, being able to play those games and have fun with your friends. That is all that matters. Okay? So a true gamer is going to be like, yo, I really like this game, this game, this game, and this game. These, half of these games I want are, let's say, on the Nintendo Switch. And some of these games I want are on PS5. And some of the games I want are going to be on the Xbox Series X. Whatever. Alright? They're going to be like, okay, well, I can dip into buying this console first because there's more games coming out to console A that appeal to me. So I'll, invest in that first. And then down the road, I'll save up. Once we start getting more games that appeal to me for console B, I'll go buy console B. And then maybe later on they'll be like, you know what, I kind of would like to get console C. So then they'll go get console C. Whatever. Totally fine. And a lot of gamers are going to do that, which is why the console war stuff is nonsense. It's nonsense. You're going to continue to support the developers that you enjoy, regardless of where their games are going to be. That is a fact. Okay? There's going to be some of the more closed-minded elitist individuals who are going to be like, no, I'm only going to support one system and one system only, and everybody else is trash because I just say so. And you know what? Fine, let them. If they want to, be closed-minded and only support one brand, fine, let them. Alright? But I mean, they may be the louder group, but they really are the minority when it comes to gamers. They are the minority. Most gamers are going to support any platform that has multiple games that they want. End of story. I myself, I played PC. I have an Xbox One. I have a PS4. I have a Nintendo Switch. I go and I jump around between all the different platforms based on where they are. I got the Xbox One first because they had more games that appealed to me at the time. And because I was already on the 360, majority of my friends were within that network. So it made more sense for me to stick with Xbox so that way I could play games with my friends. I had very few that were Sony, so I had no reason to convert. And later on, I invested in a PS4 because there were some exclusive games I wanted to play. And so I made my PS4 100% for exclusive games only. I don't play anything that's third party on there. Everything I own is single player, first party games. That is it. Alright, and then later on, I ended up getting the Nintendo Switch because my husband wanted Smash Bros. I wanted the Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 at the time, and then there were some other games I liked that I also wanted down the road, like Animal Crossing, whatever. So we were like, okay, we always make sure we have at least a good 5+ games that we are interested in before we buy a console. That's just how we do it. We will never buy a console for one game. Not ever. There are people that do that. That is fine. You can do what you want with your money. Me, myself, I will always make sure I have a minimum of 5 games that I will play on the console so I feel like I can, get some use of the console to get, some worth out of my investment. Now, these people just need to stop, though. Everyone is just reading into this interview. And I know I went off on a tangent, but anyways, everybody's reading into this interview about how they're going to make this game Elder Scrolls 6 exclusive, and you all just need to calm down. Phil Spencer never said that was happening. Until he does, there's no reason for you guys to get all up, your patties all wadded up. You all need to calm down. All right, he was answering a simple question about whether or not it was possible for them to get their money if they, didn't sell on all platforms. And he very quickly said that yes, it would be simple for them to get that money. And like I even said, they could easily get that money if they sold 0 of those games, just because they used that money that was pure profit. Okay, you need to remember, Microsoft is a $1 trillion corporation. They make $4 billion in profit. Okay, profit, expendable cash that they can just blow wherever they want. They make $4 billion a month. Sony is lucky if they can make $4 or $5 billion in an entire year for profit. Okay, they are not in the same powerhouse. Microsoft can be like, okay, yeah, we bought all these games. Yeah, they may not sell well. Who cares? They're not losing money. They only spent profit margins that they get every month anyway. They're fine. It's not going to hurt them none. Alright, so no. And those games are going to sell regardless. Alright. I feel most people that play the Elder Scrolls games are going to be on PC because they're all about modding those games. Okay, so the PC people are unaffected. They're not going to give a flip. It's just going to be the few people on console that want to be part of the console war conversation, touting back and forth about who gets the exclusive rights and who doesn't, and yada yada yada. None of that really matters, okay? Just play the game if you want to play the game. Get it for whatever platform you want to get it for. You know what? If you can't handle, having to deal with buying 2 consoles, then just go PC. And then just play every damn thing and stop whining about it, okay? Come on. I mean, outside of a few Sony exclusive games, you will be fine. Alright, just go PC, play whatever you want to play, enjoy it, get over it. I mean, they have that app on PC for PlayStation Now or whatever, so you can still play those exclusive games on PC. So there you go. Your problem is solved. You can get a PC, play your PC games, play your Xbox games, play your PlayStation games, all in one place. You're good. Alright, that'll solve that problem for you. Alright, a lot of people refuse to go PC just because they're naive and they don't know anything really about PC. And I see it all the time. They're like, oh, you have to upgrade all your hardware like every year. No, you do not. The PC that I've been using for gaming, I bought 4 years ago. Okay, and I haven't done any upgrading on it. And I can still play my games on ultimate settings. Alright? No, you do not have to upgrade your stuff every year. Okay? Your console stuff, you get a new console. Literally in that 4 years time, just for like the Xbox by itself, you had like the base model Xbox, and then you had the One S came out, and then you had the One X came out. I mean, you had like 3 models in that amount of time. So how are you gonna go and be like, yo, you gotta upgrade, PC all the time, when I literally know people that every time a new model of PlayStation or Xbox comes out, they upgrade to the newest model. You're ridiculous, okay? So no, I mean, it's not like that. You do not have to upgrade. There are people that just want to, all right? If you have the cash flow to where you want to be like, I want all the newest tech in my rig as soon as it comes out, more power to you. But you don't have to do that, okay? Nobody has to do that. Just because there are other people that like to buy every single new limited edition PS4 that comes out, doesn't mean you have to either. Okay? No. You'll be fine. You can go and you can get yourself some really good parts in your PC, get it custom built for you if you don't know how to do it, and you literally can go 4, 5, even 6 years without having to worry about upgrading it. That's literally the life of a console. Okay? You literally go about 7 years, roughly, give or take. Some consoles go longer, some have gone shorter. Roughly 7 years is the life expectancy of a console before the next generation comes out. So if you have no problem dropping money, swapping out in 7 years, you can do that for PC, and you don't even have to, replace everything. Okay, you can do little things here and there as long as they're compatible. You're fine. You're fine. All right, I don't want to get into that whole conversation. I'm already tipping into it. It's getting out of hand. But the console war stuff needs to stop. If you want a game, just play it. You know, invest in whatever platform it's in. It doesn't matter. Okay, if you really are a big fan of that game, you're gonna buy it no matter where it is. And that's the end of the story. Okay, until Phil Spencer comes out and flat out says, hey, we have made the decision to make Elder Scrolls 6 exclusive, then it becomes a conversation where we can talk about, okay, well, what does this mean? Okay, but that did not happen. Everybody's reading into this interview saying that he said that. He did not say that. I've said it multiple times already in this little episode here. He did not say that. He just answered the question that was asked of him on whether or not it would be possible. He said, yeah, if we did not sell things on PlayStation, we could easily make our money back without them. That's all he was saying. He's not saying that they're doing it. So calm the F down, people. Just calm down. Okay? Cool it. Just relax. Alright. But that's enough of that little rant. I just kind of want to go over what was said, how people are reacting, what I personally think. We covered that. Now I'm just going to be talking in circles, so it's time for me to just move on. I want to thank you all so much for listening. I apologize for any background noise that might have popped up. I had some family walk by that was talking, and then a dog barked once. Apologize for that. But thank you guys again. If you enjoyed this, please hit that follow. Tell your friends and family. Word of mouth is so powerful. It's the best way to help anybody, grow and to support. So please, please, please do so. You can also check me out on social media. I go by Cool Cat Terry. Just look me up on Twitter or Instagram. I also have a Twitch, so go ahead and give me a little look-see. Thank you guys again, and hope to hear from you guys real soon. And reach out, send me messages. Much love, and until the next time, you guys, Cool Cat out.